Now I'm at the point you wanna be with me. I'm vibing out at a higher frequency, cause everything that I want and I'm gonna be, it's when I wake up, that's when I start to dream. Someone you love is talking down, here is the plan. Let it fall through like a handful of sand. Nothing happens overnight, what you must understand. If you dwell on the bad, then you don't stand a chance. Something you want upset, saying why it ain't mine yet. That's because now you have yet to change your mindset. People don't put their mind to rest while they're so wired. A lot of people go to sleep and wake up tired. Power of positivity and persistence. Say that I can, we'll just sit back and witness. Make an impact when our time is done. Make money, help people, and have lots of fun. Whoa.
Good morning, everyone. It is time for a little BYOQ in the house on Fridays. We've been doing these trainings for over 24 years. We will be in Las Vegas today, so swing by the new Sirius XM studio in the lobby of the Wynn. We would love to see you there. We're filming with some names that you would love to see, so thanks so much for joining us. We'll be in SoFi Stadium on Tuesday. Then sorry, I'm going to Syracuse next. I'll let him.
Arizona on Thursday and Friday, and Dallas on Saturday. So if you'd like to join David in any of those cities, whether it's for a meetup or a dinner, to get his book, whatever it may be, all you have to do is email him directly, david@dmeltzer.com. Once again, that is just david@dmeltzer.com, and that, of course, can be found in the room chat as well. I would not be doing this community a justice if I did not ask the one and only G. Lundy if he would like to kick us off with the first question of the day. G. Lundy, what do you got?
Oh my gosh, on the spot. Like that. I've got the benefit of Dave Meltzer being one of my best friends on Reddit. So
that's for sure. Don't forget it, G. Lundy. I am always here. I love you. I'm proud of you. And I always have your back, my brother.
I know that, bro. And same to you, man. I love you so much. Question for you this morning. When you are building business, right? You're whether maybe you have a career and you're starting a new business, or you have a business and you're starting to expand on a little bit. When it comes to pricing, right? Pricing of your products and the variety of your products, how much does the outside economy tend to affect that for you? Do you adjust with economic adjustments, or how do you make those determinations on when the market is affecting, or is it not ever affecting what you're in the business scale?
Great question. So first, I want to let everyone know there's two prices that you have to be concerned with whenever you have a product, a service, solution, or a brand, determinative upon what you're trying to share. And I say that word share because we're trying to share value. And so the first thing that you want to do is you want to determine the bottom line. Bottom line is math. And the bottom line is impacted by the supply and demand. It's impacted by the economy, politics. It's impacted by a variety of different things aligned with your timing and risk tolerance. And so, of course, the outside economy is part of the evaluation process in this timing and risk tolerance analysis. Most fall down is they don't do the math. They work off of emotion, and they have a subjective process in order to effectuate a perceived value or an asking price without determining the bottom line, which is impacted by all variables or factors that affect that bottom line, that math. Now, once you know your bottom line, you now need to practice articulating the quantitative value to achieve a comfort level and a confidence that then determines, and I'll repeat, the comfort level and confidence determines your asking price or perceived value. The only thing that determines what you ask for, a product, service, solution within the context of your brand or anything else in the world, is your comfort level and confidence in articulating a quantitative value to exceed what you're asking for. And those external circumstances, like the economy, like the employment ratio and the interest rates or whatever else may be, the only reason or impact that they should have on your perceived value is if it impacts confidence or your comfort level in articulating that quantitative value. Otherwise, all of the external factors are only utilized in order to effectuate the math or the bottom line. And so I want everyone today to go back and review what you're selling and what you're buying. And in that process of understanding exchange or a share of value, note that this is my bottom line. Here is the math, and stick to it. Don't renegotiate or negotiate against yourself. Stick to your bottom line, and then practice your comfort level and confidence in articulating a quantitative value to exceed what you're asking for. I see it all the time in coaches and speakers when I'm coaching them. As you and I have had this discussion, Glenn, it's amazing because one of the first questions that I ask to determine how well they understand their bottom line and their perceived value is how much do you charge to speak? I have a lot of people that work with the content of the ego and tell me that they're the next Tony Robbins, or they're even better than Tony Robbins when they step on stage because they believe the 10% that love them no matter what. Little do they know the 80% who they have to effectuate with the strength of their signal, the spectrum and of that spectrum, and the clarity of their message will not adopt or adapt what they're talking about and resonate with them, and then let alone the 10% that hate them no matter what. When you practice articulating the quantitative value of how much it is that you charge for, let's say, for example, speaking, then when I ask you, hey, how much are you? You'll know right away, I'm 100 grand, I'm 50 grand, I'm 25 grand, I'm 5 grand. And in the context of that, you'll know what your bottom line is. The bottom line will change as each circumstance changes, but you have to be able to walk away. I've had clients of mine that tell me their bottom line is X, and then they come back to me and say, well, I ended up, I felt bad. Well, feeling bad makes nobody feel good, especially when it comes to the economics of your value. Don't cheat yourself and others by not being able to articulate the quantitative value to exceed what you're asking for. Understand the difference between bottom line, which is non-negotiable, and perceived value is, because it's determined upon one thing, your confidence and comfort level of articulating that quantitative value. This is an essential Econ 101 lesson in everything product, service, and solution related. And Glenn Lundy, you're an expert at doing so. Remember, you perceive that bottom line, and you'll know exactly where your margins lie.
Wow. Can I get a hubba? Beautiful, Melton. Thank you, sir.
That's one of my love languages there, teaching people how to sell. And thank you, Glenn. I appreciate that question. Off the top of his head, he was not prepared to put him on the spot. And it's BYOQ. Want to remind everyone, if you want to know where we're going to be, we have 200 cities planned. Hopefully we'll get to see Ramon again. We'll get to see Glenn Lundy, Danelle, all of our friends across the country. Come and see us as we're traveling back and forth. I know Glenn does the same thing. You can email me to get our schedule, david@dmeltzer.com, or just text me, 949-298-2905. Get the schedule and alerts of where we're going to be and when we're going to be there. Nick of time, it's that time. Go ahead and bring up the next question.
Absolutely. And G. Lundy, it's always all love as always, but I got to keep you on your toes. So I appreciate you knocking it out of the park with the first question of the day. Oh, I love it. Hub it. Mike. Going to pass the mic over here to the one and only Colleen for the next question. So happy Friday, Colleen. It was great to see you here. Thanks for showing up each and every week. Feel free to unmute yourself and ask your question.
Good morning. Before I ask my question, I thought I was Glenn Lundy's favorite.
You fell off the charts, babe. You fell off the charts. Gee.
You were in here. Oh, no.
Yeah, that's okay. All right.
Call him out, Colleen. Call him out.
Yeah, I appreciate you, Glenn.
I
Okay, so my question
appreciate
this
you.
morning.
You are incredible. And we all know the truth. Dave Meltzer would not be who he is today if it wasn't for you. We all know
That is, well, for the three women in my life, my mom, Julie, and of course my work wife, Colleen. So I got three beautiful women in my life. She is the president of my company. Just the fact that the president of my company would be up at 6:12 a.m. We're filming our TV show, and she has a newborn baby. And to join us will give you an indication of the extraordinary person she is. And thank you for pointing that out, Glenn. So God bless the three women in my life.
Well, happy Women's Day to the rest of the women on here.
Yes.
Okay, so my question this morning is about the implementation and the understanding of the yin and the yang. How important is that to have in your life and really implement it each day?
Within the context of the yin and the yang is wholeness, the oneness, the abundant, infinite, unified system that we belong to. And as we appreciate, acknowledge, and ask the holiness and understand that we derive the source of energy that we have by the indication of which is interfering or separating us from that holiness, from the yin and the yang. Understanding everything has its balance, harmony. And for me, I'm always looking counterintuitively at things, knowing that most people are looking at things for yin, and I'm looking at things from the perspective of the yang, knowing that the yin lies within and part and parcel to the unification of yang. And so with every good, for example, a judgment and condition that we put on a meaning, that we give meaning to whatever we see, also comes the bad, which is how and what are we seeing in the context of the holiness that is protecting and promoting us. There is just one. There is one consciousness. There is one time. There is only one. And I think yin and the yang represents our perspective of looking at both sides of the coin, giving meaning without the perspective of gratitude and forgiveness, of looking at things in the context of giving and receiving. And when we understand the holiness that exists within what you're talking about and what we study, I think it's a huge advantage to look and counterintuitively at the yang before we look at the yin, because everybody's looking at the yin and ignoring the yang. And if we have a better holistic or holy perspective to understand the inherent oneness that exists, it allows us to shift our paradigm. So instead of thinking that we're not enough or just enough and we need more happiness, more health, more wealth, and more worthiness, we realize the holiness, the oneness exists within I am. Or, for example, in the Rastafarian culture, I and I, or any other Adonai, whatever you believe in your own religion, spirituality, theories, and philosophies of oneness. It is the yin and the yang that allows us to accelerate the understanding and the meaning of the holiness to give us a holistic perspective that creates an abundance that shifts our paradigm, not from being more happy, more healthy, more wealthy, more worthy, but I am happy, I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am worthy. What am I doing to interfere with it? And by shifting to the yang and then seeking the meaning out of the yin, we can have a different perspective to allow us to share in the consciousness that we were created. the oneness in which we were created, the conscious, subconscious, and unconscious continuum that lies within the information, the materialization, and the monetization that we desire in the present. And as we look at the yin and the yang, hopefully the yang first, we will know that there's only two things that we need to determine in a pragmatic methodology. And that's, what am I doing now and what should I do next in the divine direction, in the divine time of where I think I want to be or better, by giving the meaning, looking for me, for the yang first, then the yin, giving yin and the yang meaning in that trajectory, by finding through gratitude the light, the love, and the lessons, and forgiving myself for those lessons that I did not know, because I don't know what I don't know. And radical humility tells me that I need to know my now, I need to know my next, the divine direction, the divine time towards where I think I want to be or better, by looking at the yang and the yin in order to effectuate the acceleration towards what I want or better, the aggregation of all the information, materialization, and monetization that it takes to get there, and the exponentiality of those that we or I call information materialization or monetization. It's the acceleration, aggregation, and of course that exponentiality that gets us to where we want to be or better in the protection, promotion, and love of that oneness, gives us the confidence and comfortability to get there faster. And it's a very interesting journey to seek the yang first. It's an interesting journey to understand the yin and the yang, to live a holy life, a holistic life, in order to effectuate the abundance of more than enough of everything, the abundance of one unified, infinite system that we all belong to, that allows us to give, to be given, to receive, to ask for more, and more than more exists in that yin and the yang. What a great way to start off our morning of time. We all know that Colleen's not only Glenn's favorite, but mine as well. So I won't have to step to on. We'll just tell you that there's, on Women's Day, 3 guiding women in my life who have saved my life and saved my business. That is my mom, my wife, and Colleen, the president of our company. Thank you so much, Colleen, for taking the time to share with all of us and give us the insight of what you're studying and what questions you have.
Thank you so much.
You're amazing. I'm sure there's tons of questions, Nick. You haven't even asked a question, Nick, but you want me to take one online? Where do you want me to go?
I say, let me do a quick reset of the room here, because we are knocking on the door of what's going to be the second period of this hour, and then go ahead and take one online, and then we'll come back here to Clubhouse. Does that sound fair?
Yeah, that sounds great. Now, some people are asking, where's the next meetup? I think you told us we're going to New York on Sunday night, to Syracuse on Monday, SoFi on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday, we have a VIP dinner and meetup on Wednesday there in Orange County, California. So come and join us in Costa Mesa at South Coast Plaza. We'd love to see you there. And then we're off to Arizona and Dallas, and then to celebrate not St. Patrick's Day, but St. Miles Day, my lucky leprechaun. My 13-year-old's turning 14 years old on St. Patty's Day, and he is the greatest miracle. I used to call him my greatest mistake, because he was not planned, but he is the greatest miracle I've had. All right, that's a good question here. Oh, he's commenting. That's a good question. Hold on, we have so many people. We've been doing this training, by the way, for over 24 years, and this is amazing. What's the smallest particle on the planet? A quark is the smallest particle on the planet. I like the quick answers there. I'm just going down. So what goes in these lives? Oh, that's his first time. We're just BYOQ today. We've been doing these trainings for over 20 years. Bring your own questions. What is the largest issue facing young people today in their personal finances? The ability to ask for help. We're not teaching our kids any financial literacy. And so in order for them to utilize the dummy tax that's been paid by the parents and uncles and generations before, we need to encourage, Chris, we need to empower them with the confidence to ask for help. See, personal finances is math. And if we're not teaching that math, then we can't determine not only the perceived, but the line. And there's so many different industries, careers, and jobs that are new today, but traditional in the sense that it's still math. It's still the ability to articulate a quantitative value to exceed what they're asking for, to have credits and debits in your life, to save money aligned with our timing and risk tolerance. And look, balances are not even being taught to our young people. The idea of the rule of 72 that is applicable to all energy in the universe, metaphysical, quantum physical, and physical. And that energy, one of those energies is finance, is money. And we're not teaching the science and math of money. And I encourage all you parents who don't know what the rule of 72 is within the context of 1%, within the context of the time that it takes to grow 1%, 72 units, it will double. And we can understand how timing and risk tolerance work by utilizing Einstein's rule of 72. But everything's accelerating and expanding. And one of the things that happens within the context of the rule of 72 that says if it takes you one day to improve 1%, it'll take you 72 days to double where you're at, is that acceleration is not included in the mathematical equation that Einstein thought of. Because I believe that if it takes 1 year to improve 1% and it would take 72 years to double, that's not what occurs. I believe that it would take 1 year to improve 1%, and then the next year it might take 11 months, and then to get to 2%, next year 10 months to get to 4%, the next year 9 months to get to 8%. So the inclusion of acceleration and expansion, which is aligned with what the universe is doing, always accelerating and expanding in all quantum physics and physical realms of infinite loop of the abundant unified system that we live in, that is more powerful than Einstein thought, the rule of 72. The largest issue facing our young people today in personal finances is they're not asking for help. And they're not finding people that sit in a situation that they want to be in. They're living in the energy suck between what they think they know and wanting to prove that they know things to people they don't even like. Or they're taking information from people that don't know what they don't know. Nothing's more dangerous than a 19-year-old life coach. Nothing's more courageous than a 19-year-old life coach. Now, can a 19-year-old be a social media mentor? Absolutely. Can they be a Fortnite mentor? Absolutely. Because they sit in a situation that you want to be in. But if you're talking about finance, then Warren Buffett may be a better place to be. Understanding the 90-some years that he's been able to effectuate light in the lessons in growing wealth. Or is it the Rockefeller family or the family office strategy? Or is it the rule of 72 and Einstein that we need to ask for help? So encourage our children, encourage them to ask, to be comfortable and confident in asking for help, finding people, which is so accessible today, in the position that they want to be in or better, especially concerning their finance, their faith, their fitness, their family, and time itself. And that's what we do here every Friday, is teach those different non-negotiables that create a harmony, a weighted balance each day, productivity, accessibility, and gratitude to effectuate happiness, to allow our children to make more money, help more people, and have more fun. Have them join these Friday trainings. Have them join on our Monday groups. Have them join our meetups. Have them join Ask Me Anything, our lives, our shows, our TV shows, movies, all the places that we are. Have them join and learn from the best. We had Chris Gardner today, Ramon and G. Lundy. He's one of my favorite. He was asking for G. Lundy. Chris Gardner wrote the movie and the book Pursuit of Happiness. He lives on the 36th floor of Trump Tower with a deck the size of a football field. And it wasn't that long ago that he was like G. Lundy, completely homeless. This is the greatest country the American dream lives. This is the only country that allows you to know where you are today to be the best that you can be and continue the desire that you must be what you can be, whatever the subject, topic, or expertise that you want to lie, you can be the best at that, but you're not going to get there by yourself. You better be reaching out above you, finding people that are where you want to be or better, and also reaching behind you to pull up a chair next to you like we do here every single Friday on the Breakfast of Champions. All right, take a time, what do you got for me? Why don't you reset the room, invite people to come meet us at SoFi, at the meetup next week, at the VIP dinner in South Coast Plaza. Let them know David at dmeltzer.com. Nick of time, it's your time.
How we doing, everybody? Just do a quick set here. Of course, this is David Meltzer's Power Hour, again, investor in community and clubhouse, which is the Breakfast of Champions. Let's continue to share this room. Friends, family, colleagues, anybody that you know would benefit from this beautiful conversation, let alone bring in even more impactful question that we all learn from. Let's continue to invite because we know in the world of abundance, right, as we share opportunities like this, the more that we give, the more that we are given. It's only going to come back to us. So let's continue to share that room. And of course, as you guys have your questions for David, please use the hand icon in the lower pink corner of your screen to request to join the stage, and we will aim to bring you up. If you are already on stage, please put a note in the chat if you do have a question, and I'll be happy to pass the mic over your way. As David mentioned, next week on Monday, we will be in Syracuse, New York. Tuesday in Los Angeles, California, at SoFi Stadium. Wednesday at Expo West in Orange County, South Coast Plaza, to be specific, for a VIP dinner. Thursday and part of Friday in Tucson, Arizona, followed by the end of Friday, beginning of Saturday in Dallas, Texas. So as you would like to join David, whether you're traveling yourself or already based in any of those cities, all you need to do is email David directly. David at dmeltzer.com. Once again, David at dmeltzer.com. And if you would like the reminders as well on where David's going to be, I know it's such an active schedule. Me and David both needed ourselves to remind us where to be. If you would like to join David's text community to get those reminders, all you have to do is join him by texting 919-298-2905. And of course, that can be found in the room chat as well. With that said, yep.
Do you mind if I just add one thing about the VIP networking? I just wanted to say, brother, for those listening, those who haven't been there before, I've been there before. Not that y'all need me to say it, Nick and David, y'all legit, y'all know what you're doing. But I just wanted to add, being there, if you're looking for some of the best networking in the planet, you have to attend one or more VIP networking events. I've been there. All of you should sign up and ask how you can sign up. Back to you, Nick. I just wanted to add that. Thanks.
Thanks. I do want to add, like, it's a community and a neighborhood. And so, people like Ramon, we're all there to help one another and to know people that can help one another. And it's not just the people that are pulling up chairs next to them and reaching out in front of them. It's the most eclectic neighborhood in the world. Last night, it was everyone from Clinton Sparks to Chris Gardner to Amy Furman, who's a medium, to, of course, Sean Dillon, Lacey Book, and then Bucky O'Neill and Jeff Hoffman, founder of Priceline, and Eric Weir, and Forrest Griffin from the UFC. There's just amazing legends, but they're not there to sign autographs and take pictures. They're there to see how they help, because all of them know that they got to where they wanted to be by asking for help. There were so many people. Josh Luber was there from StockX, and the list goes on and on. If you want to be in a powerful neighborhood, if you want to be able to sit on a bench in my neighborhood and ask for help, it's a lot different from where I grew up and where Glenn grew up, and I think Ramon as well, where we were sitting on lawn chairs drinking Colt 45s, coming up with great ideas, and nobody was capable of helping us. You're talking about billionaires, millionaires, entrepreneurs, celebrities, athletes, and entertainers, all who have the capability of being of service and value to you and allowing you to be of service and value to them. To get to the context, all I heard last night was, hey, would it help you if? Hey, would it help you with? Hey, do you know anyone that can help me? And that's what this is about in the Breakfast of Champions. And so I would appreciate that. In that same note, Nick, I want to make sure everybody knows that I have an exercise on perceived value online. And if you would like that exercise on perceived value and bottom line to help you not only figure out mathematically your line, but also to practice the comfort level and confidence that it takes to increase and accelerate your own perceived value, please just email me. I'll send my book along with it. I'll sign it, the book, pay for shipping and the book for you. So it's just David at dmeltzer.com. Nick, let's bring the next question up.
Absolutely. And last note to add on the VIP dinners as well, David, just a testament to our community. My favorite piece of feedback that I feel like I hear every single time is by the time the night is wrapping up, I get at least 4 or 5 questions, if not the entire room, asking me, when is the next one? Which I think only shows the power of the community as well, let alone the quantitative value that everybody sees. But with that said, for the next question, let's go ahead and pass the mic over to Brent. Brent, happy Friday. It is great to see you in here. I know you were with us for some of our VIP networking dinners and experiences last week as we tore up the East Coast, to say the least. It's great to see you here on Friday morning. Feel free to unmute yourself and ask David your question.
Happy Friday. Brenton David Nichols in the house.
Nice.
Really appreciate it. And Ramon, it was really nice meeting you at the VIP dinners as well. Amazing time, amazing people. I've already connected with 4 or 5 of them, and the list goes on. And David, thank you. I'll tell you, since I've been in this program in July, my energy crisis that I didn't even know I had of, who I am and who I think I want people to think has dwindled down. Still working on it, always working. But thank you, David, for that. I really appreciate it. So I do have a question, and this is an important one to me because it has to do with momentum. And, as it's huge, right? Everything kind of happens, and once you get into the groove and the flow, and you get your routine, I think I'm asking the right person this question because you're in like a gazillion different cities, different time zones, and you figured out a way to keep the routine, right? I've got my own challenges with, 6 kids and 2 houses and, other stuff going on that seems to mess up my routine here and there. I seem to lose momentum, not picking up what I need to pick up. I'm on my path to where I want to be or better thanks to you. You have created a little monster here. Be kind to your future business. JDSwebmarketing.com. Let's do it. So that is my question, David. How do you find the momentum when just everything kind of happens and you never have like that even keel of, consistency?
Yeah, number one, the only thing that creates consistency is time, and time is the dependent variable of consistent, persistent pursuit, and understanding the study of time and what is incorporated in study, the attention that's needed, plus the intention of the activities of time. And that intention is inclusive of what we do, what we say, what we know, what we feel, what we believe. And when we understand attention plus intention equals the consequences, results, outcomes, coincidences, the coinciding of what we want or better with the activities each day, knowing our now and knowing our next, understanding that it is prioritization that allows us to get rid of that procrastination and overwhelmed feeling with all the 2 houses and 6 kids and activities of your day. But if you're not studying your time and understanding the physics of time, that 2 minutes a day equals more than 2 hours on a Saturday, and then starting off with those non-negotiables that you want to be consistent and persistent and pursue your own potential or better. If you understand, we start with sleep and block that out. I put a minimum of 7 hours a night of sleep for recovery and accessing information to just transcend into the holiness of my day. And then I secondly look at the minimum amount of time that I'm going to spend with my family. And I have 4 kids, not 6, but each of those kids, my wife, my mom, and those that are relative to me get a minimum amount of time every day. And then I go to my faith and I make sure that I do my research, pay attention, and give intention to my faith, the religious, spiritual, the philosophical and theoretical faith of something bigger than me that loves me, protects me, promotes me more than my mom. And then I move on to study time and the effectuation of my finance by looking at the activities I have planned and I don't have planned, which helps you when God laughs at you. When he laughed for having a well-developed plan of all the things you have planned, you now have a parking place to put the reprioritization in your life. Studying activity I get paid for and the activity I don't get paid for to allow me to live in a world of more than enough of everything where I'm giving more and then giving more, and then receiving more, and then asking for more than more so I can give more than more, but give more than more, receive more than more, and then ask for more than more than more. And you can see we're more than enough of everything for everyone. It ends in that type of philosophy, all because I study time, the dependent variable, the backbone of all activities of each day to determine what's important to me today in the divine direction, the divine time, the trajectory of where I want to be or better, by finding the light, the love, and the lessons of the mistakes, setbacks, void, shortages, and obstacles of my past, even the successes, the defining moments and historical relevances of my past. I'm not taking the light, the love, and the lessons through gratitude as a perspective and forgiveness as a healer to allow me to effectuate that acceleration, aggregation, and compounding of the coincidences, results, and outcomes in my life. This systematic, unified, abundant way of living, the only requirement, Brent, that you have is to understand that the dependent variable of the system of the yin and the yang is where am I paying my attention to and where am I giving my intention to, with a common denominator, a backbone of time, utilizing the physics, metaphysics, quantum physics of the universe, that time aggregates, accelerates, and compounds exponentially the outcomes that we want or better. Notating the humility that's necessary, that the present outcomes in our lives are not indicative of anything other than the lessons we're supposed to learn. They're not punishment. They are promotion through gratitude, forgiveness, and taking accountability of what did I do to be responsible? What did I do to attract this? What am I doing to participate in the perception? And most importantly, what am I supposed to learn from it? Where is the light, the love, and the lessons in the protection, promotion of what I'm doing or better? It is time. If you don't have a study of time, if you don't study your calendar, if you don't have non-negotiables like your sleep, your family, your faith, your fitness, your finance, and study time within the context of all that's relative and associated to you to understand what's bleeding you or feeding you the most according to that relativity and association, then you are interfering with your potential. The yin and the yang wants monkey in a counterintuitive perspective of learning what am I doing to interfere with who I am. I am happy, I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am worthy. Be a ferocious Buddha and figure out what you're doing to interfere with it, F-E-A-R. And it's difficult to understand our fear. So I suggest you pay attention to the reaction of fear with instantaneous in its understanding, and is an easy thing to be aware of when you're angry and upset and worried and anxious and frustrated and separate. When you have a need to be offended, a need to be right, a need to be inferior, a need to be superior, a way of feeling not worthy of the holistic, the holy, the unified system, abundant in its infinite loop that is giving, receiving, and witnessing and asking for more, and appreciation, acknowledgement, and the ability to ask for more through this holistic or holy approach. Brent, it is time. It is the understanding and the practice of time, aligned with the mathematical equation of luck, which is in a time to
wake up with my bigger thing is when I wake up and I'm having a hot flash.
There we go. The menopause and the men all pause on Women's Day. So I understand that because I'm 56 years old. Anyway, a little comedic break. Thank you so much, Brent. It is time to go to our next question. I love you. I will see you at our next VIP networking experience, our VIP dinner. There's some tremendous food, by the way, and drinks that we serve as well. Come and join us next week. We'll be in South Coast Plaza on Wednesday, the 13th of March. We can all celebrate the Lucky Leprechaun Day of the 17th. Know the mathematical equation of luck. What you pay attention to and what you give intention to equals the consequences, results, the outcomes, the coincidences, the coinciding of what we want or better. And we can utilize being a student of your calendar. Once again, if you want that exercise to be a student of your calendar, if you want the mathematical equation of luck, David@culture.com. All right, Nick of time, ironically. Who's the next question?
Absolutely. I'm going to go ahead and pass the mic here over to Hatul, who's been patiently waiting. So, Hatul, it's great to see you. Happy Friday. Feel free to unmute yourself and ask David your question.
Thank you, Nick. Always a pleasure, always an honor, and always so much to learn. I'm going to go to basics with this. Dave, well, he likes it or not, stuck with me. And Dave, could you go through, like, briefly I see it as an ecosystem, like starting with the 5 daily practices, and then there's kind of, I don't know how long it will take me to get it all, figure it out. You could maybe do a whistle stop of kind of how your whole ecosystem works, and that might add value for people who are new to you as well as people who are not so new. Thank you, buddy.
I love it. So the ecosystem, the framework in which I utilize in order to effectuate 3 things: productivity, accessibility, and gratitude. It is the productivity and accessibility and gratitude that allows me to get to where I want to be or better, with acceleration, aggregation, compounding of those outcomes or coincidences. And so the first place actually to start before you get to the 5 daily practice are 4 values. If you want any of these, anything I'm talking about, if you want the exercise for it, it's free. If it's free, it's me. Just email me, david@email.com. So I start with values, but not just repeating and memorizing values. To remember, recollect, and remind values, you actually have to understand or give meaning to the values. So the 4 values in which I start with in the framework or the context of what I'm teaching in my ecosystem in order to effectuate making more money, if you want to do that, helping more people if you want to do that, and having more fun if you want that, to empower other people to do the same to change the world. And so those 4 values are: 1, gratitude, because it gives you perspective. It allows you to find the light, the love, and the lessons, and give a meaning in life that you're protected, promoted at all times by something bigger than you that loves you more than your mom. Secondly, it is empathy or forgiveness that puts us at ease, allows us to utilize the infinite loop of all the omniscient, all powerful that exists, and allows you to understand what you're doing to interfere with it, FEAR, by understanding and raising our awareness to the action of fear. And then instead of resisting it, going over it, under it, through it, around it, just stopping, breathing, dropping down to center, reminding, remembering, reflecting with that source of energy of where you want to be or better, and then giving it its attention and intention and prioritizing it by what's important to you to do now and do it next, the antidote to what procrastination and feeling overwhelmed. And when we understand that in those values, the third is accountability. And accountability facilitates control in our lives by being radically humble and saying, whatever it is that exists today, I am responsible. I have attracted. I am participating in a perception of that illusion. What am I supposed to learn from it? Utilizing gratitude. And how do I put myself back at ease? Utilizing empathy or forgiveness, which leads to the 4th value, which is the effective communication, not just with others in the context of the infinite loop, the abundant, infinite, unified system that we all part of, for reminding, remember the holiness, the holistic approach, but also connected to and through a source that's omniscient and all powerful knowing. So effectively communicating with everything and everyone to create that abundance so that you can what? Give more, be given more, receive more, free more than more, and end up in a value add game, not a zero-sum game. So I start with those values of gratitude, giving perspective, empathy, forgiveness, giving ease, accountability, giving control, and effective communicating, patient, allowing for the inspiration to live in spirit, to be protected, promoted, and loved more than our mom in all activities, even though we are incapable of understanding or knowing how we're interfering with our better self, the yin and the yang. Then I lead to the 5 daily practices of my what in the trajectory of where I want to be or better by giving meaning through gratitude, forgiveness, accountability, and inspiration, knowing my who I can help and help me in that same context, knowing my how, being a student of my calendar, using time as my independent variable in order to utilize the mathematical equation of luck, paying attention and giving intention to the activities of sleep, paid for, unpaid for, planned, and unplanned. And then knowing my now and knowing my next by prioritizing according to the what, the who, and the how, according to what's important to me. And then instead of searching for my why, I shift that yin and the yang, the perspective of the yang, the counterintuitiveness of knowing I am What am I doing interfering? By identifying my reaction to fear and shortening the distance of resistance through wisdom and faith to stop, drop it, put out fire that we have emotionally, physically, spiritually, when we are at dis-ease, when we are interfering with our potential. And when we stop, drop it, we then can utilize time in its most efficient, effective, and statistically successful way to get to where we want to be or better. Know your what, your who, your how, and now prioritize your day and apply your why. And I promise you, you will make a lot of money. You will help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. There's the framework. If you want that framework, once again, and my book, I'll send it, sign it to you. Pay for shipping, pay for the book. It's absolutely free. The exercises are free. It's David@dmeltzer.com. Let's keep the fire going, my friend. It's Nick of Time. Nick of Time, who's up next?
Let's keep this party train moving. Thank you so much, David, for all of the incredible insights. And as a reminder to everybody, whether it's the books, whether it's the guides, whether it's joining David for in one of his upcoming cities or for our VIP dinner next week in Orange County, California on Wednesday the 13th, all you need to do is email David directly. I promise you, it only takes about a second of your time and it will change your life. David@dmeltzer.com. Once again, just David@dmeltzer.com. With that said, David, I'm going to pass the mic over to Monica for her question. Monica, it's great to see you. Happy Friday. Feel free to unmute yourself and ask your question. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Yeah, it was really great to meet you in Times Square last week, David. Thank you so much. You just gave me such a big boost. And so what you're speaking about, I really got to experience in person. And it made a huge difference. It opened up a door for me. And I just want to, something that I find, I work deeply in the mindset with people, that I find their money mindset is somehow, their lower limit is too low. And their upper limit is not high enough. Could you speak to that? How you think about money and what you're allowing in has a lot to do with it's the energy of your system, what you're really willing to tolerate. And I know you went in complete debt for a while and came out of that, but you had gone through a big bottoming out at that point. So how do you get yourself to see, I'm not going to do that to myself again. I'm going to go beyond that, because that's obviously done.
Great question. And yes, my basement had a basement financially, as well as spiritually, emotionally, physically, all at once. And so understanding these frameworks of how I'm living, what I'm surrounding myself with, the energy of money. And there's three worlds of energy and money. One, no matter how much of it you have, as you talked about the basement and the ceiling, that we create a thermostat of the energetic sphere of money. There's the world of not enough. And that world of not enough is the world of scarcity. And no matter how much you actually have, how high your basement is, or how low your basement, or how high your self-image is, ceiling is, or how low your image and self-image is, it doesn't matter. If you have a scarce mindset, if you believe there's not enough, you will end up a victim. Everything will happen to you, and you will never have enough. If you move into the world of just enough, which is a world of trade and negotiation, a zero-sum world where you give 100% and feel guilty or resentful or shameful and only receive 98%, even though you're given 100, 110, 120, 200% in effectuation of a value-add world, and you feel that you can derive your happiness by an identification that is material in nature, you will suffer from the trade and negotiation in the zero-sum game and end up like I did there, regardless of where the basement or the ceiling is set as well. Because you are buying things to be happy, buying different things to be happy, utilizing money and the energy money in a world of just enough for me. And when there's just enough and you give, you'll be given more, but you'll say, well, no, I just need this much. And so your 100 turns to 98%, and your 98% is your new 100, and so on and so forth, until you end up like I did at zero, buying stuff you don't need, giving stuff you don't need to impress people that you don't like, creating that great energy suck between I am and this is what I want people to think I am. Going around as a false prophet of positivity, it all's for me. It's for me. No, it's not. in the holistic holy world, where we are elevating our basements and our ceilings, notating that we'll never overachieve our own self-image. And that's so important in the thermostat of any energy, but especially that when we believe there's more than enough of everything for everyone, we not only have it for me, but through me for everyone. So when I give 100%, I'm given 120, 130, 200%, and I'm aware of it, but I'm also worthy of it. So I receive all of it. And then I feel confident in a value add world, a world of more than enough of everything for everyone that comes through me for others. I know for the sake of what? I'm not interfering or with blame, shame, and justification why I should not only receive, but ask for even more. Because I believe in the infinite nature of more than enough of everything for everyone. And therefore, I am adding value to those people that I'm asking for help, for money, for whatever it is that I'm asking for, so that everything can come through me for the sake of others and for the sake of abundance, for the sake of elevating the basements and the ceilings. Notating that energy, the money is energy, and energy has those three same characteristics that Einstein had figured out. That was his basis of the rule of 72, that money aggregates, accelerates, and compounds in whatever manner you believe that you have that unlimited, infinite system, that infinite loop of abundance of everything coming through you for the sake of who you are relative to, who you associate with, who you feed, so they then can do the same. This is at the core. Thermostat of energy, the thermostat of money is what will limit you, because you will never overachieve your own self-image. Now, our skills and knowledge will determine our basement, even in the idea of abundance. But it is your desire that determines your potential. Your ceiling. You will never overachieve your own self-image. So stop limiting yourself in this infinite loop. Even with limiting thoughts, find the ones that serve us best and dump the ones that are not serving us, in alignment with the timing and risk tolerance of abundance. And know that timing and risk each day according to the divine direction and divine time that you want to pursue in the trajectory of what you think you want or better. This is a crucial lesson of energy. This is a crucial lesson of money, a crucial lesson of abundance, to live as victims in the world of to me. Stop living in a world of just enough for me, but living in the infinite loop, the abundant, infinite system that's unified in thought for all of us to have everything for everyone, for the sake of everything, for the sake of everyone. When we ask ourselves, even with activities that we don't like or don't love, or other people don't like or don't love, when we ask ourselves for the sake of what am I doing this activity, we are capable, through gratitude and forgiveness, to find the light, the love, and the lessons to accelerate, aggregate, and compound exponentially, consistent, persistent pursuit of those outcomes, consequences, results, opportunities, and options. What a great question. We got 6 minutes left, Nick, of time. Where do we want to go, and what do we want to do on BYOQ? If you want these exercises of abundance, david@dmeltzer.com.
For the final question of the day, we have about 5 minutes left here. I'm going to pass it over to one and only Ron. Ron, it's always great to see you. Thank you for showing up here each and every Friday. Please unmute yourself and ask David your quick question to round out this beautiful BYOQ session.
Awesome. My favorite in the Dave Meltzer group is everybody. So
nice.
Couldn't do that. And Nick, I got a newfound respect for you after doing the VIP dinner in Jersey with you. I just want to say, I have a question, Dave, is who knew a year ago I'd be driving on a rainy Wednesday last week with Dave Meltzer and Nick, and putting sports in my car on over to Philadelphia. And I'm telling you, it's something else. So these VIP dinners, just like Ramon said and Brent, are something else. And with that question, Dave, with that comment, my question is, as I meet people and reaching out to them, some of my emails when I'm just, reaching out to these new people, And I find myself rambling on because I think that, what I'm doing and I'm involved in is probably the best thing in the world. And I'm trying to tone it down a little bit where I'm not, sounding like just over the top. How do you approach somebody when you first, after we meet them at the VIP dinners or anywhere, in an email or a phone call or a text, in a simple way for them to return your call or be interested in what we're offering?
Yeah, we answered your question, and it's one of the core sales principles in the 5 to Thrive system that I teach and is available to everyone. And it's the first step is stimulate interest, but not just to stimulate interest of one thing. If you're going to email, it's to get them to call you or text you or DM you back. And people forget that because of the size, scope, and scale of the total addressable community, especially when you enter the meetup scene where there's so many people that want to help you and know people that can help you. Don't waste time. Be clear, balanced, and focused on the fact that you are reaching out for one purpose only, for them to get back to you, especially if it's by email. And so what I want you to do is to shorten the length of the email and make it specifically addressed to getting them to call you back, DM you back, email you back. So then you can transition interest with the capabilities that you have and the community that you've built and the ask that you have in order to effectuate the open-minded, open-ended question template, which I'll make available for everyone, that allows you to share a vision and articulate the quantitative value to exceed what you're asking for. But you're getting ahead of yourself. You're like the salesperson that cold calls and leaves a message trying to sell me something, which in the history of sales, very few people have ever bought off of a voicemail or an email, especially in the situation that we're talking about, of developing a relationship to figure out how we can help each other and know people that can help each other to build our community of people that are going to buy from us and sell for us and vice versa for life. So what I want you to do, and you can email me your email, Ron, so I can show you the difference between stimulating interest and transitioning interest. Understanding that if we statistically can double the amount that people get back to us, we will double the amount of yeses automatically. We also will improve our sales capability because we'll have more practices or calls of articulating with comfort and confidence the perceived value in which we ask. To articulate that value to exceed what we're asking for with comfort and confidence. The 5 to Thrive system is the framework that allows us to stimulate interest, transition interest, share vision, and then manage and develop that vision into a community of people that thrive, that help one another and know people that can help one another, that buy from each other and sell for each other. Nothing exponentially will be more powerful in the realm of abundance and sales. Stop wasting my time and yours by sending out emails that transition interest without stimulating it. Please, everyone, if you'd like to get my callback guide, if you'd like to get the 5 to Thrive system, email me, david@dmeltzer.com. I'll throw in a book, I'll sign it, send it to you, pay for shipping and the book, I promise. Come and join me at my meetups, the free Friday trainings. Come join us at the free Ask Me Anythings. Come join us anywhere and everywhere. Come join us on Mondays at our private coaching network group that's virtual, or come out to a VIP networking dinner. Everything is either free or guaranteed, meaning you have no risk. We've made it all risk to encourage those that can see and articulate the value for themselves that will show up to grow up. Just email me, david@dmeltzer.com. It is 7 a.m. Pacific time on the dot. If you want to come join us once again, I'll be in Vegas today at the new Sirius XM studios here at the Wynn Hotel in Las Vegas, right by the buffet in the lobby. Come by us today. We have unbelievable people in the house. You can see us in New York, Manhattan, Syracuse, SoFi on Tuesday, back again on the road Wednesday in South Coast Plaza VIP dinner, and then Thursday we'll be in Arizona, and Friday Arizona, Dallas, Saturday Dallas, and then I'm celebrating the Magic Miles, the Miracle Miles. It's his St. Patty's Day, my lucky leprechaun, the love of my life. I want to celebrate Women's Day today, especially my 3 women who have guided me into a better place, a better position, have brought the best out of me. My mom, my wife, Julie, and my work wife, Colleen. Thank you, everyone. Nick, close out the room, hand it back off. Thank you, everyone. we'll hopefully see you. Some we're asking for Ferocious Buddha hats and hoodies. David@dmeltzer.com. We'll get you those. Go to ferociousbuddha.com. We all over the place. Come and join me. Please, if you don't know where I'm going to be, email me, david@dmeltzer.com. Exercises, books, guides for free. Email me, david@dmeltzer.com. If you are confused on where I'm going to be and when I'm going to be there because I talk too fast or you just can't get it down because you're driving, it's 949-298-2905 to join our community and be alerted on where we're going to be, when we're going to be there. Remember, more importantly, be more interested than interesting. Be kind to your future self and do good deeds. We'll see you later. Take care.